Hi Aquarius, this is going to be your reading for the last half of July 2018. With the videos I did yesterday, I did have a little bit of a rant and a rave. But hey, today's a new day, so I'm not going to harp on about that. We're just going to get straight into your reading. So, Aquarius, the card we've got at the centre here is the Three of Pentacles. Now, there's two things about this card for me. One, we can be focusing on the craftsman in the card. So, wanting that pat on the back, wanting accolades, wanting, our craft, what it is we're doing to be noticed and appreciated. But also, there's a couple in the card. And they're making plans together. They're both on the same page. They're united. They're a team. So, it could be two ways here for you, Aquarius. It could be that we're focusing on you needing to work as part of a team. And being part of a team and working together, being on the same page together. But we could also be talking about, the job that you're doing and you wanting, that pat on the back. You're wanting what it is you're doing to be noticed. The past coming through is judgment. Yes, judgment can be bringing something back that we thought was dead and gone. Having an opportunity to do something again or give somebody a second chance. Yes, judgment can be an awakening, where we start to see ourselves different or we start to see somebody else or a situation differently. But judgment also can be making that judgment call. Do we feel as though we are being judged harshly? Or are we the ones that are judging somebody else harshly? That also could be an option here, a possibility. But whatever it is, the judgment card's coming through from the past, so it's still an issue now. Now, in the present, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, he's the slowest moving knight. He's very methodical, but he crosses all the T's, he dots all the I's. But this knight can come through offering something. Maybe offering, an increase in finances, offering a new job and a promotion. What he's offering is very much to do with the material side of our lives, and it can be something that's real, something that's tangible. But also the message, and I've been mentioning it a few times this weekend, is the Knight of Pentacles also can talk about the grass is not always greener on the other side. Now, in your advice position, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. And this card's come out a lot in my readings this weekend. And it's funny because a lot of my readings have seemed to be focusing very much on finances and work and inheritances and family. And this is the card of family. It can be the card of inheritance. It can talk about our grandparents, our parents, shared finances, shared home. It can be about you and somebody else in a committed relationship whereby there is shared finances, a shared property. I'm not reading reversals, but, it's in your advice position. It may be for some of you that family is important to you at the moment, that it's family that's got your back. They're the ones that you can rely upon. It may be that you may need to ask family for financial assistance. It may just be here to suggest that you, in the fact of your family environment, whether that's you and your partner or you and your parents or whatever, that things are okay there. You know, there's enough money to go round and everyone is feeling grounded and secure. In your environment, we've got the Three of Wands. Now, this can be said as waiting for our ship to come in and waiting to see the results. When we get to the three, we've come from the Two of Wands already. The Two of Wands being a choice, being at a crossroads. Which way are we going to go? We've made that decision. We then get to the three, and now we're waiting for results. We're waiting to see, you know, results on the choice, the decision that we've made. In our hopes and fears, we have the Ace of Swords. Now, the Ace of Swords, you know, it can be that aha moment. The Ace of Swords is clarity. It's like that fog lifting and you start to see something clearer. It's clarity. It's a new understanding. Maybe the Judgment card is that awakening. It is where you're going to start to see something very differently, or see someone differently, or the way you've been is you're going to see something about yourself differently. There's going to be change there. You know, the Three of Pentacles can sometimes suggest, especially if it's reversed, that there's been a lack of teamwork. And maybe, you know, the awakening is about needing to be part of the team and having that teamwork. But here is in your hopes and fears. So we're hoping for clarity. We're hoping to understand a situation, a person, ourselves better. Moving down to your outcome, we have the Death card. Now, the Death card, yes, it can be endings. But with every ending, there's a new beginning. But it can also be change and transformation. Things changing, things transforming. You know, us maybe gaining clarity, an awakening here about doing something different, behaving differently. Next card, the World. Again, this card has come out a few times. The World, a cycle ending, a cycle of our lives coming to a close, a chapter. You know, but like I said with the Death card, ending has to be new beginning. The World, a chapter closing, one door closing, but a new door opening. The next card, Ace of Pentacles. So again, a new beginning here. The Ace of Pentacles is the best one to get because again, it's something real. It's something tangible. It's something that we can feel. You know, it can be an increase in finances, a new job, a promotion, moving home, going down a new path. But something new that's being given to you here, that's being offered. Last card, Five of Cups. Now, I think this card is here purely to suggest, well, not suggest, purely to tell us that with something coming to an end, with a cycle, a chapter of our lives coming to a close, yes, we've got this new beginning. But when it comes to our emotions, we're gonna maybe still be focusing for a while on something that we've had to leave behind. Focusing on something that impacts us emotionally, an emotional loss here. But there's 2 cups there, Aquarius. And you've got to focus now on those 2 cups. The card at the bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. Quickest moving knight, charges in with communication. Sometimes it's harsh communication, but whichever form of communication, he's charging in because he needs to say something. He needs to communicate something to somebody else. It's your element there, the swords, but it doesn't have to be you. It could be somebody else doing this with you. It could be somebody else that is bringing this ending into your life. It could be due to somebody else that a chapter or a cycle is coming to a close. And it may not be easy for you to adjust to this ending. But in the long run, it could be the best thing that's happened to you. Your card from the Psychic Tarot. It's a card that all the time I've used these cards, this card has never, ever, ever come out for me. And it's conflict and defeat. And you can see here, there's this man, it's like he's stumbling down these stairs. And then there's this, it's almost like shadows or painting of other people running up the stairs. I'm going to read a bit from the book about the meaning of this card, because as I said, it's never ever come out in any of my other readings that I've ever done while I've used these cards, and I've used them for a long time. The number 5 mental card represents significant learning and change. And how you handle yourself at this time is vital to your overall well-being. See, like I said, something is coming to an end here, Aquarius. And it may be difficult for you to come to terms with or to cope with. This card could relate to a lack of sensitivity in taking action or in response to conditions or situations around you. So, it's saying that there may be a lack of sensitivity shown from you to somebody else, but it could also come from a lack of sensitivity shown from somebody else towards you. This need for sensitivity could relate to you or someone else in your life. Even though a battle can be won, it's important to evaluate the cost and pain to both parties. Sometimes it's best to surrender and walk away if no answer or victory can be achieved. Don't assign blame, become deceitful, or set out to get revenge. For this results in the negative energy becoming part of you. You are being tested on how delicately and gently you take your next step. Remember, everything in your life is an opportunity to learn and grow. So, the Judgment card, it could be there, Aquarius, suggesting that somebody is going to blow that final trumpet here. But whichever way this is working for you, be it you, be it somebody else, something is coming to an end. And it may not be, it may not be of your choosing. But then again, for some of you, it may be of your choosing. But whichever way around it is, you need to show sensitivity towards somebody else, or they need to show this to you. And like the book said, no, don't become deceitful or in any way look for revenge. It makes me think that if this is somebody else bringing this chapter that's ending something here for you, then don't you be this Knight of Swords who then goes charging in with very harsh communication, because that's not going to be in your best interest. Now, that to me, I don't feel is talking about a personal relationship here. Maybe for some of you it is. I don't know. But if something is coming to an end here for you, it could be something coming to an end and then you're going to need your family support. Right, Romance Oracle. It feels really quite deep, your reading, to me. Right, anyway, Romance Oracle. So we've got engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So look, for some of you Aquarius who are in a relationship, maybe there is going to be a deeper commitment made between you and somebody else. I don't feel that this reading is really so much talking about a relationship here. I feel it's talking about something else. Okay, Aquarius, that is your reading. Thank you and take care. Bye. Hi, Aquarius. This is going to